Welcome to NVL Travel Documentary. Behind the bright lights and tourist hotspots, a darker reality unfolds, one where crime, survival, and desperation collide. In cities across the world, thousands disappear into the shadows, trapped in a cycle of homelessness, violence, and underground networks few dare to expose. But how does a country's economy shape the fate of its people? What secrets lie beneath the surface of the places we think we know? On NVL Travel Documentary, we uncover shocking facts about countries and their hidden struggles. This is not just a country documentary. It's an investigation into the unseen battle for survival. Are you ready to explore the truth the world doesn't want you to see? Number 1. North Carolina's homelessness crisis, the growing numbers. Homelessness in North Carolina has been increasing, with recent data showing a significant rise. In the year 2024, the state's homeless population grew by 19% compared to the previous year, reflecting a concerning trend that aligns with national patterns. Urban centers like Charlotte, Raleigh, and Durham are facing the most severe challenges. In Charlotte, Mecklenburg alone, nearly 3,000 individuals were reported as homeless as of January 2025. This surge includes a diverse range of people, including families, veterans, and children, highlighting the widespread nature of the crisis. A major contributing factor is the rising cost of housing. Over the past decade, Charlotte has experienced a significant increase in rental prices. For example, the median rent for an apartment in Charlotte rose from approximately $1,550 per month in January 2023, marking an increase of over $400. While rent prices have slightly decreased recently, the overall trend over the decade has been upward. This rise, combined with stagnant wages, has made housing increasingly unaffordable for many residents. Additionally, hidden homelessness is a serious issue. Many people, unable to secure stable housing, are forced to live in their cars, stay with friends or family, or couch surf. This group, often overlooked in official counts, represents a substantial portion of the homeless population. Addressing this complex crisis requires a comprehensive approach, including increasing affordable housing, expanding mental health services, and implementing supportive policies to assist those at risk of homelessness. Number 2. Why are people becoming homeless in North Carolina? Homelessness in North Carolina is a multifaceted issue, deeply rooted in several systemic challenges. Let's delve into the primary causes contributing to this crisis. Lack of affordable housing. One of the most pressing issues is the scarcity of affordable housing. Over the past decade, rent costs have escalated significantly, pricing many residents out of the market. As of 2025, approximately half of renters in North Carolina spend more than 30% of their income on housing, classifying them as cost burden. This financial strain makes it increasingly difficult for individuals and families to maintain stable housing.
What's happened to you, Bree? Today?
He met me.
God. No, coming in, you know.
That's cool.
Moreover, the demand for affordable housing has surged, with wait lists for such units doubling in the past 5 years. A recent report highlighted a 5-year housing inventory gap of 764,478 units in the state, underscoring the severity of the shortage. Rising cost of living. The overall cost of living has been on the rise, disproportionately affecting those in low-wage jobs. Despite these increasing expenses, the minimum wage in North Carolina remains at $7.25 per hour, unchanged for over a decade. However, studies indicate that a single adult requires at least $22.54 per hour to meet basic living standards in the state. This disparity forces many to choose between essential needs, pushing some toward homelessness. Mental health and substance abuse issues. Mental health challenges and substance abuse are significant factors contributing to homelessness. Approximately 25% of the homeless population in North Carolina suffers from severe mental illnesses, such as depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Additionally, around 40% struggle with substance addiction, often using substances as a coping mechanism for untreated mental health conditions. The lack of adequate mental health services and addiction treatment facilities exacerbates this issue, making it harder for affected individuals to escape the cycle of homelessness. Interconnected challenges. These root causes are deeply interconnected. For instance, the lack of affordable housing amplifies the impact of low wages, as individuals cannot keep up with rising rent costs. Similarly, untreated mental health issues can lead to job loss, making it challenging to afford housing. Addressing homelessness in North Carolina requires a comprehensive approach that tackles these underlying factors simultaneously. Engaging with the issue. Understanding these root causes prompts us to reflect on potential solutions. Could increasing the minimum wage alleviate some of the financial burdens faced by low-income workers? Would expanding mental health services help reduce homelessness rates? Is it possible to develop more affordable housing to meet the growing demand? These are critical questions that require collective consideration and action. By acknowledging and addressing these foundational issues, North Carolina can move towards sustainable solutions to reduce homelessness and improve the quality of life for its residents. Number 3. The hidden costs of homelessness: health, safety, and economy. Homelessness in North Carolina is a multifaceted issue, deeply rooted in several systemic challenges. Let's delve into the primary causes contributing to this crisis. Lack of affordable housing. One of the most pressing issues is the scarcity of affordable housing. Over the past 10 years, rent costs have escalated significantly, pricing many residents out of the market. As of the year 2025, approximately half of renters in North Carolina spend more than 30% of their income on housing, classifying them as cost-burdened. This financial strain makes it increasingly difficult for individuals and families to maintain stable housing. Moreover, the demand for affordable housing has surged, with wait lists for such units doubling in the past 5 years. A recent report highlighted a 5-year housing inventory gap of 764,478 units in the state, underscoring the severity of the shortage. Rising cost of living. The overall cost of living has been on the rise, disproportionately affecting those in low-wage jobs. Despite these increasing expenses, the minimum wage in North Carolina remains at $7.25 per hour, unchanged for over 10 years. However, studies indicate that a single adult requires at least $22.54 per hour to meet basic living standards in the state. This disparity forces many to choose between essential needs, pushing some toward homelessness. Mental health and substance abuse issues. Mental health challenges and substance abuse are significant factors contributing to homelessness. Approximately 25% of the homeless population in North Carolina suffers from severe mental illnesses, such as depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Additionally, around 40% struggle with substance addiction, often using substances as a coping mechanism for untreated mental health conditions. The lack of adequate mental health services and addiction treatment facilities exacerbates this issue, making it harder for affected individuals to escape the cycle of homelessness. Interconnected challenges. These root causes are deeply interconnected. For instance, the lack of affordable housing amplifies the impact of low wages, as individuals cannot keep up with rising rent costs. Similarly, untreated mental health issues can lead to job loss, making it challenging to afford housing. Addressing homelessness in North Carolina requires a comprehensive approach that tackles these underlying factors simultaneously. Engaging with the issue. Understanding these root causes prompts us to reflect on potential solutions. Could increasing the minimum wage alleviate some of the financial burdens faced by low-income workers? Would expanding mental health services help reduce homelessness rates? Is it possible to develop more affordable housing to meet the growing demand? These are critical questions that require collective consideration and action. By acknowledging and addressing these foundational issues, North Carolina can move towards sustainable solutions to reduce homelessness and improve the quality of life for its residents. Number 4. The housing and welfare system, failing those in need. A significant challenge is the limited reach of affordable housing assistance. For every 100 extremely low-income renter households in North Carolina, there are only 35 affordable and available rental homes. This disparity leaves many without the support they need to secure stable housing. Navigating the housing assistance system is often daunting due to bureaucratic hurdles and underfunded programs. North Carolina faces a 5-year housing inventory gap of 764,478 units, consisting of 322,360 rental units and 442,118 for sale units. This shortage worsens the housing crisis, making it difficult for individuals to find affordable options. The state's mental health and addiction services are also under significant strain. In the year 2025, North Carolina received $13,086,400 through the Substance Abuse Prevention, Treatment, and Recovery Services Block Grant. While these funds are crucial, they often fall short of meeting the growing demand for services, leaving many without necessary treatment. Without effective intervention, these systemic shortcomings continue to perpetuate a cycle of poverty and homelessness. Individuals who cannot access affordable housing or essential mental health services remain stuck in unstable living conditions, preventing them from achieving long-term stability. Addressing these challenges requires comprehensive policy reforms and increased funding to ensure that all North Carolinians have access to safe housing and essential support services. Number 5. Solutions to end homelessness. What's being done? To tackle the housing crisis, North Carolina is taking significant steps to increase affordable housing options. Initiatives include creating affordable rental and home ownership housing, assisting those experiencing or at risk of homelessness, and providing public services to low and moderate means individuals. Additionally, zoning reforms are being considered to allocate more land for affordable housing projects, encouraging developers to participate through tax incentives. These measures aim to bridge the gap between the demand and supply of affordable housing in the state. Expanding social safety nets is crucial in addressing the root causes of homelessness. North Carolina has made historic investments in behavioral health, with the General Assembly allocating $835 million to strengthen the state's behavioral health system. This funding aims to enhance mental health and addiction recovery services, addressing issues that can lead to homelessness. Studies have shown that addressing mental health issues can reduce future homelessness by over 50%. Additionally, the state is working to expand rental assistance, food stamps, and Medicaid to provide a more robust support system for those in need. Nonprofit organizations and grassroots efforts play a crucial role in assisting the homeless population. The Housing First approach, which prioritizes providing permanent housing to individuals experiencing homelessness, has led to a 60% reduction in chronic homelessness in some areas. In North Carolina, the Department of Health and Human Services announced more than $11 million in funding to community-based diversion programs and re-entry services, strengthening support for people involved in the justice system. Private sector involvement and government investment are essential for long-term solutions, ensuring that comprehensive support systems are in place to prevent and address homelessness. By investing in affordable housing, strengthening social safety nets, and fostering community and government collaboration, North Carolina aims to reduce homelessness and improve the quality of life for its residents. These efforts require a collective commitment to addressing the complex factors contributing to homelessness and implementing sustainable solutions. Number 6. James's story, from stability to homelessness and back. James had always been a familiar face in Raleigh's bustling restaurant scene. As a seasoned manager, he took pride in his work, ensuring patrons left with a smile. Life was stable, he had a cozy apartment and a tight-knit circle of friends, but as life often does, it threw an unexpected curveball. A sudden health crisis struck James, rendering him unable to work. The medical bills began to mount, and without a steady income, his savings quickly dwindled. Before he knew it, he was behind on rent, facing the looming threat of eviction. Without family to lean on, James found himself on the streets of Raleigh, joining the ranks of the city's homeless population, which had seen a significant increase in recent years. In the year 2024, North Carolina reported 11,626 individuals experience homelessness, marking a 19% rise from the previous year. Shelters were overflowing, and resources were stretched thin. James spent countless nights in his car, grappling with feelings of shame and isolation. The transition from a stable life to homelessness was swift and unforgiving. But amidst the darkness, a beacon of hope emerged. A local nonprofit organization, recognizing the growing need, had been working tirelessly to combat the homelessness crisis in Raleigh. They offered James more than just a temporary roof over his head. He received mental health support, crucial for addressing the trauma and stress of his situation. They provided job training programs, equipping him with new skills tailored to the evolving job market. Additionally, transitional housing gave him a safe space to rebuild his life. With unwavering determination and the support of the nonprofit, James began to regain his footing. He secured a stable position in the hospitality industry, a sector that had been pivotal in Raleigh's economic growth. Moving into his own apartment, he started to reconnect with the community, sharing his story to inspire others facing similar hardships. James's journey is a poignant reminder of the fragile nature of stability. It underscores how a single unforeseen event, like a health crisis, can cascade into homelessness. His story also highlights the critical role community support systems play in helping individuals reclaim their lives. In Raleigh, initiatives like the opening of Kings Ridge have been instrumental. This affordable living apartment complex aims to move 148 country individuals from the streets into homes, potentially reducing Raleigh's homelessness by 15%. Such efforts demonstrate that with the right support, recovery and reintegration are not just possible but achievable. In sharing James' story, we are reminded of the resilience of the human spirit and the profound impact that community and support systems can have in transforming lives. Number 7. How you can help fight homelessness today. The homelessness crisis is not just a statistic. It is a growing reality affecting millions of people every single day. In the United States alone, as of the year 2025, over 650,000 individuals are experiencing homelessness, an increase of nearly 11% compared to just 2 years ago. This is not just a number, it represents real people, families, and veterans struggling to find shelter, food, and medical care. But here is the good news. We can make a difference, and every action, no matter how small, matters. One of the most direct ways to help is by supporting local nonprofit organizations that work tirelessly to provide essential services. Organizations that offer food, shelter, and healthcare depend on donations and volunteers to operate effectively. Whether it is contributing financially to housing programs or offering resources like hygiene kits and warm meals, these efforts can provide immediate relief to those in crisis. Another powerful way to get involved is through volunteering. Shelters, food banks, and outreach programs are constantly in need of extra hands. Spending even a few hours a month at a shelter can mean the difference between someone sleeping on the streets or having a safe place for the night. And for those who might not have time to volunteer, spreading awareness is just as impactful. Social media campaigns, local community meetings, and personal advocacy can bring attention to the issue and inspire others to take action. Beyond direct aid, advocating for policy change is crucial. Contacting representatives and urging them to support affordable housing, mental health services, and expanded social safety nets can lead to long-term solutions. Right now, cities like Houston, Texas, and Salt Lake City, Utah, have successfully reduced homelessness by investing in Housing First programs, proving that sustainable solutions exist when policies align with real need. Imagine the impact if more cities followed suit. At the end of the day, making a difference does not require grand gestures. It starts with small, meaningful steps. Whether it is donating, volunteering, raising awareness, or pushing for change, your actions matter. Homelessness is a crisis we can solve, but only if we come together to take action. So ask yourself, what will you do today to be part of the solution? Number 8. A collective mission: ending homelessness for good. As of the year 2025, over 650,000 people in the United States are experiencing homelessness on any given night. This number has been steadily increasing due to factors such as rising housing costs, job instability, and a lack of mental health services. Without immediate intervention, thousands more will be forced into the streets, facing hunger, violence, and extreme weather conditions. But here's the truth: this crisis is solvable. Cities that have adopted Housing First policies, like Houston, Texas, have reduced their homelessness rates by nearly 60% over the past decade. When individuals are provided with stable housing first before requiring employment or sobriety, their chances of long-term recovery and reintegration into society increase dramatically. This is why a unified effort is essential. Governments must expand affordable housing programs, businesses must invest in job opportunities, and local communities must continue supporting shelters and outreach programs. The time to act is now. We cannot afford to wait while more people suffer. Whether it's through volunteering, advocating for policy changes, or simply raising awareness, every action, big or small, has the power to create real, lasting change. When we work together as individuals, as a community, and as a society, we can break the cycle of homelessness and offer hope to those who need it most. If you found this documentary insightful and want to support more content like this, like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps bring awareness to critical issues and pushes the conversation forward. Together, we can make a difference. As we have explored in this documentary, homelessness is not just a statistic, it's a reality affecting countless lives every day. From the rising cost of living and lack of affordable housing to the impact of mental health challenges, this crisis is complex but not insurmountable. Across the country, solutions like the Housing First approach and community-driven initiatives have shown that change is possible when we come together. But this issue goes beyond numbers. It's about real people, real struggles, and real hope. Every city, every country we visit tells a different story, but the need for compassion and action remains universal. Whether you're traveling the world or exploring your own backyard, understanding the realities of homelessness helps us build a more connected and empathetic global community. If this documentary has given you a new perspective, I invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button to support this kind of storytelling, and subscribe to NVL Travel Documentary for more in-depth explorations of the world's most pressing issues. Together, we can shine a light on stories that matter and inspire change, one journey at a time. Thank you for watching.